Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Coast. Cari Champion on the West, David Lloyd on the East. I hope you had a great holiday at the lake with your family. Good time?
I did. Did you find potato salad? I know you were in search of that.
Oh, yeah. You know, I raided a couple of homes. I had a good holiday. I knocked on doors. I randomly just showed up, and they fed me, so I can't complain.
Nice.
And then there was breaking news in the process.
Yeah, so we spent all day, Cari, yesterday. When's Gordon Hayward going to happen? And then, like 15 minutes after we get off the air, things did start to happen, and we had some twists and turns in this thing. So let's go through the time.
Television. That's live television, David. That's what happens with live
Cari,
television.
It's great to see you again because it's been a while.
I thought he had a delay. But he's just talking to you, and then our producer's having a panic attack in my ear. I know what to do next, guys. Slow down. Let's welcome in someone who looks at free agency with love in his eyes. Perhaps he's got all his technical things working. Brian Windhorst, are you there? Hi, Brian. How are you?
I am, Cari. Wonderful.
Let's talk free agency. Gordon Hayward. So listen, last week on the show, I remember you saying this, which I thought was interesting. You said that he's the big domino, but that was before you knew what would happen with Paul George and other players. But explain to me why free agency really hinged on this move for one Gordon Hayward. What does it mean for the East now? What does that mean?
Well, Chris Haynes didn't wait for the, he blew up the plan. So, like George Hill, he wasn't waiting around anymore.
I don't blame him. Good for him. All right, moving on. Talk to me about what this means for Utah. What did Gordon Hayward leave behind? Money, rapport, relationships, investments. What did he leave behind? Hayward up. He's in a bigger market now, and help me with this because I feel like there's a lot of expectations on him and what he's going to do now that he's linked up with his old coach. Can he live up to those expectations? I was going to say about closing the gap. I know we've been talking about that all morning long on this network, but you just said something that made me want to go back. You said the Cavs have 3 outstanding players. With the addition of Gordon Hayward, how many outstanding players are on the Celtics roster right now? Brian Windhorst, always a pleasure to have you on the show, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us here on Coast to Coast. And I'm going to bring it over to my friend there in Bristol, and that would be David Lloyd, asking myself. Although, I will say this, I'm going to put a little asterisk here. Free agency is a bigger deal than those decisions that he had to make. What do you think? There
are a lot of things tugging at him, and he sort of, every meeting he had, he said, I could see myself going to Miami.
Right.
I could see myself staying in Salt Lake City. Tough decision. He made it onward. And he's not going to be a Boston
I wish him
Celtic.
nothing but the best of luck. He's made the East a little more interesting, so it's going to be a good season this year. Maybe a little more battles between the Cavs and the Boston Celtics. Meantime, I know we got to wrap. I had one last question for you. Remember in free agency when you were being poached by all the other networks? How did you decide to stick here on Coast to Coast?
Very difficult, but my loyalty towards the people here of Bristol, Connecticut, it just sort of carried the day. So I decided to stay here. Thanks for remembering that.
Yeah, that's why we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Jeff Darlington and Darren Woodson. We got double the trouble here with our Ds. They're joining us now on Coast to Coast. Jeff, I'll start with you first. Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell, just talking about him there. One of 3 players still sitting on a franchise tag. Deadline July 17th. Do you believe that they can come to a long-term deal?
It always gets done right there.
Darlington and Darren, another one for you. I just made up that right now. Darren, I'll start with you first. We want to talk about another franchise player, and that's Kirk Cousins. There's a lot of talk about whether or not he deserves a big deal. From what you've seen, you know what the sample size is. Is he worth big money as a quarterback for the Redskins?
Absolutely.
Really?
That's the one thing we think when we talk about quarterbacks. They just don't grow off trees. It's not like the.
Jeff, where are we at with the deal in terms of Kirk Cousins and getting his money?
Well, it's like what we said about Le'Veon Bell. It's a situation where Cousins actually does have the U.S. Open hanging out, playing a little golf.
Hanging out with the basketball players. That's what Cousins is doing right now.
Yeah, high-class problems. Darren and Darlington, thank you so much for joining us here on SportsCenter Coast to Coast. David, back to you.
Okay, and let's go back to the.
All right, David, thank you so much. Let's continue the conversation about free agency and what's happening in the NBA. Our Cavs reporter, Dave McMenamin, is here in Los Angeles. The first time that you've been able to sit next to me, so I'm excited. What am I doing?
You're visually emoting?
I'm visually emoting, yes.
I can feel that, yes.
Let's continue from the Gordon Hayward conversation. The Cavs haven't made any significant moves during free agency. And the Celtics have Gordon Hayward, and we're giving it a lot of attention as if this could be possibly something to look for in the East.
Right.
Your take on what the Cavs are doing in free agency?
Well, the Cavs know.
That move is enough to beat the Cavs. You know, Windhorst said earlier the Cavs have 3 excellent players. I tried to pin them down and say how many excellent players do the Celtics have. So I'll ask you the same question.
Yeah.
Let's
You're
go
gonna
toe
pin
for
me
toe.
down. How many they have?
How many excellent players do they have on their roster?
Well,
right.
so there's 3.
It's 3 on 3 right
there's
now.
3 on 3, right? And then
Speaking of.
Yeah.
3 on 3. You know where I'm transitioning to.
The big 3?
The big 3.
Oh, yeah.
You see Chauncey Billups the other night?
I actually didn't see the game.
Okay. Well.
No. How'd he do?
He did okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, he takes his name out of the running for the GM
Yeah.
position. That's why we're here. That's what we want to talk
Sure.
about. So where does that stand in terms of who's going to be in their front office? Chauncey no longer wants to be in consideration, doesn't want the job, essentially. Do you know why?
No. Other than the
Altman.
Yeah, 34-year-old guy, very sharp, coached at Columbia, came up through the Phoenix Suns. Or let's walk the line because you're kind of throwing your teammates under the bus here. Can Kobe Altman have the gravitas in that moment as a rookie GM potentially to do that? I don't know, and that's not saying taking anything away from Kobe.
That's
he's
difficult.
He's done a great
sure.
job shepherding the franchise, in the interim basis. But that's a big thing to ask of a guy in his first year on the job.
Yeah, especially when you had LeBron on your team, right?
Yeah.
2 questions. You think LeBron leaves after next year?
I think there's a distinct possibility.
And distinct as in percentage?
I'm not going to give you a percentage because
100.
I would have. I mean,
No, I think they're competitive.
Yeah,
no.
well, you're competitive.
I'm just like a 3. I want to know if this they get. We'll get back to that. Hold on. Okay, you go.
Sure. No,
Digress,
but or if the Celtics were to overcome the Cavs, I think that would give him a reason.
I gotta thank you.
Okay.
Does Melo come?
Oh, well,
Yeah or
okay,
nay?
so he has a trade kicker that would be an extra $8 million. So you're talking about $34 million.
I'm not throwing any shade at the Celtics. Everyone knows I'm down with
Excellent
Lakers.
players.
I know. Simple question.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Okay.
As a journalist should be.
Yes, you should be.
Okay, Dave McMenamin. I'm visually emoting. Thank you for joining us here
Thanks,
in LA.
Gary.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
David, I'll send it back to you.
Home run with the debt and all. Our top 5 today are the most wacky, zany, madcap, kooky, nutty, farcical, center, off-the-wall home runs ever hit. Just the crazy stuff.
That's all good. Carlos Martinez off and running. Oh my God, hi. How are you? They just throw you up. I didn't see you, Buster.
Baseball historian Buster Olney joining us, popping in for a judging, not Aaron Judge, but Buster Judge.
Did you like David's number 1? Wow, I was right. David wasn't expecting that.
I thought I'm going to win this, and the perfect list. You finally did it. It's like the perfect game, Cari Champion.
Oh, Buster, you're welcome on the show every day, all day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Buster.
I feel wonderful.
Thanks, guys.
Vindicated. Last but not least, Andrew McGinn, our CA on the show, is leaving us. He's coming to CA. You've done a good job.
Yes,
Thank
great
you so
job,
much for
Andrew.
being
We're
here.
going to